Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Sunday service at Unity of Port St. Lucie, those of you here and those of you out in YouTube land. Would you please stand and join us in our opening song, One Light?
Brings us all together. One light, it's like you and me. One light shines in every person that I see. It's the light that shines inside of me. One light brings us all together. One light, it's like you and me. One light shines in every person that I see. It's the light that shines inside of me. It's the light that shines inside of me.
And now let's sit back together, relax, as we join our hearts and minds for our opening prayer for inner peace. Creator of all that is, I open my heart and mind this morning to the presence of God that is within me and in everyone and everything, that one power and one presence. I let God's peace fill my being. In this presence, I am peaceful, poised, confident, and strong. I relax in God's loving care and release all my cares, knowing that God is upholding me and sustaining me in all that I do. God's presence calms me, quiets the storms around me, and leads me to a place of perfect peace. As I center myself in that peaceful presence this morning, I let go of every concern and relax in the safety of God's love and in the love of those around me. I find Unity of Port St. Lucie a sanctuary of love and peace, and I am open and receptive to receive all it has to soothe my mind and soul this day. And so it is. Amen. Now, if you would say with me our mission statement: to develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. And our vision: Unity of Port St. Lucie is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. And now saying socially distant, say hi to everybody here and out. And now please stand and join us in our congregational song, We Shall Overcome.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand someday. We shall peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the nestling skies. Let every sound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope and the presence that's taught us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days that hope unborn has died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out on the blue
Third Sunday, Voices from Within. Thank you. And now Nancy Cowles is going to read the Daily Word.
Good morning. This morning is Let Go, Let God. And I have to say, that's exactly what happened to me this morning. I'm just prefacing it. I had turned my phone off, forgot to set my alarm, and I'm hearing all these little beep, beep. And it was a couple of my friends trying to get me on the phone, and I kept going, Alexa, off. So here we are. Let go, let God. I do what is mine to do and release the rest. Over the years, I have occupied more and more responsibility as I have grown in maturity and experience. I have also grown in wisdom as I am able to discern what is mine to do. I have learned to take on and what to leave for others. I have also learned not to exhaust myself by taking on too many commitments. Perhaps most important, I know when to use my will and determination to make things happen and when to let go. I recall times in my life when I felt frustrated that events did not unfold the way I expected. I can now see how they unfolded perfectly, often in ways better than I could have imagined. I now let go easily, trusting in that perfection. In him we live and move and have our being, as even some of our own poets have said, for we too are his offspring. So join me in reading our affirmation. I do what is mine to do and release the rest. Thank you.
As we go into meditation, please join us in singing Surely the Presence.
I invite you, if you haven't already, to close your eyes and begin to relax deeply right where you're at. Relax those shoulders. Your neck, your jaw, the lines on your face. Relax. Allow your lips to become soft, relaxed in your eyes. Let go of any need to hold on to anything right now. Simply be present in your seat, fully present with heightened awareness of every muscle, every nerve ending, every precious drop of blood in you. Relax into it, this vessel that houses us perfectly, loyally. Relax. Let go of thoughts of things to come, things that have been. And be present here now, right where you're at.
Focus on the precious breath that you draw into your bodies. This is life. Life moving through us, with us, and ultimately as us. This is a miracle. The mechanism that nourishes us, keeps us going. The greatest miracle of all. Because we are part of Source. Because we are one with God. Because we are. Let us breathe into that realization. And let us take that into our hearts and anchor it deep in our DNA, friends, together now, in precious moments of silence. And then very slowly and very gently, very lovingly, begin to return your attention to the outer. Bring your awareness back into the room, back into your voice, and sing together about love. Let there be light. Good morning, everyone. So there was this very industrious person who had way too much time on their hands, sitting around pondering the question, how many Christians does it take to change a light bulb? So he polled all the various denominations, and here's what he heard back. From the charismatics, only one, because our hands are already in the air. From the Pentecostals, 10. 1 to change the bulb and 9 to pray against the spirit of darkness. From the Presbyterians, none. Lights will go off at a predetermined time. From the Roman Catholics, none. Candles only, please. From the Baptists, at least 15. 1 to change the bulb, 3 committees to approve the change, and decide who brings the potato salad and fried chicken. From the Episcopalians, 3. 1 to call the electrician, 1 to mix the drinks, and 1 to talk about how much better the old bulb was. From the Mormons, 5. 1 man to change the bulb and 4 wives to tell him how. From the Unitarians, we choose not to make a statement here, either in favor of or against the need for a light bulb. However, if in your own journey you found that light bulbs work for you, you're invited to write a poem about it and share it with us next Sunday. From the Methodists, undetermined. Whether your light is bright, dull, or completely out, you're loved. You can be a light bulb, a turnip bulb, or a tulip bulb. From the Nazarenes, 6. 1 woman to replace the bulb, while 5 men review the church policy regarding light bulbs. From the Lutherans, none. Lutherans don't believe in change.
That's true.
And from the Amish, what's a light bulb? I found that online. I had to share it. I thought it was so clever, isn't it? Yeah. So the title of my talk today is "You Are the Light of the World," and I was resonating. Oh, there you are. You moved and I never saw it, Jeff. I was resonating so deeply with your song this morning, the song that Jeff wrote that we open our service with. And for those of you, I know I didn't share it with you, I shared it with Jeff. I was speaking to a woman from another Unity church elsewhere a couple weeks ago about, I don't remember what, a friend of mine. And she said, oh, by the way, before I forget to tell you, I love that song you guys sing at the beginning of every service. So I shared that with Jeff. You just never know where this music lands and who hears it. And I remembered that this morning, Jeff, and it is a perfect song. I love it so much. Years ago, I invited a man, when I was serving Unity of Port St. Lucie the last time, I invited a man to speak one Sunday morning. He was invited because he had a significant number of followers in the area, and there were several very active and loyal members in our own group who asked me if I would please invite him, and so I did. You might remember this. Aha, some of you had instant recognition. His name is Michael Murdad. He is the senior minister at Unity of Sedona, Arizona, has been now for quite a long time. He used to come to South Florida at least once a year, and I don't remember what time of year it was, but he came because he was the head of a lightworkers conference or convention that was held somewhere down south. I want to say Fort Lauderdale, Miami. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but somewhere down there. And so he would spend a little extra time visiting Unity churches in the area. Unity of Stewart became quite fond of him, and he actually served them for a while. He left Unity of Sedona for a time and served Stewart for a while when they were in transition between ministers. Michael is a rather famous speaker. He has quite a following around the country, actually. He's an author. He's published, I don't know, goodness, 7, 8, 9 books maybe. He's very charismatic. He's a lot of personality. He's a great healer, extraordinarily well versed in things of spiritual nature. I like Michael. I enjoyed getting to know him, enjoyed his presentation, enjoyed his time here. I bring this up because he came to hear me speak the week before he spoke with us. And he walked up to me afterward and he said, "You need to come to the Lightworkers Conference." And I said, "Well, no, I don't think so. I don't know anything about Lightworkers. Nothing. Zip, nada." And he said, "Doesn't matter. In fact, we'll give you a scholarship. You just need to be there." I'm like, okay. Wasn't going to cost me anything, including rooms. So I got to stay in a lovely hotel. I don't remember which one it was, for several days. And I went. I volunteered my time while I was there. So I helped with a lot of the breakout rooms. And I got to know a lot of people. I don't remember much about the conference except this. I was comfortable. Very comfortable. I felt like I was home. Turns out I'm a light worker, and I didn't even know it. Guess what? So are you. Every single solitary one of you. That's the truth of the matter. Doesn't matter whether, like me, you don't know anything about ascended masters or light workers. Doesn't matter. Not important. It's completely irrelevant. The fact is, we're all light workers, every one of us. I believe that with every ounce of my being. Last week, I mentioned connecting the dots, and I remember Sherry had an interesting reaction to that because she wasn't familiar with that little workbook that most of us were. And I forgot to pick one up for you this week, but I'm working on it. She wants the one with the puppy in it. So I talked about connecting the dots because it happens in my life a lot. And I bet it happens for you too. And I kind of like that metaphor. So when things match up, connect up, you're thinking about something and there comes some support for it over there. And there comes some support for it over there. I love that. I call that connecting the dots. And it happened to me. It happened to me again, I should say, about 2 weeks ago, when I was working with this book, Divine Audacity. I'm leading a book study online right now, and so I'm immersed in this book, creating questions for us to discuss and considering all kinds of points of view about what we read. Divine Audacity, written by Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt. Reverend Linda is the head of Silent Unity, and she's a wee bitty little thing, but a dynamo, powerful lady, a real dynamo. She says it takes divine audacity to claim your lightness, to affirm that you are the light of the world. It takes divine audacity. It absolutely does, friends. There was a time when I could never have stood up here and said what I just said a few moments ago. I am a light worker. Yeah, it might be new for you today, but I'm going to invite you to try it on today and say it out loud and own it. It takes confidence. It takes conviction. It takes courage to say it out loud and proclaim it. But it's so true. We are the light of the world. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. Think about it, friends. Think about all the images you've seen over the years. Oh, so many images where there's light coming out of the skies, the heavens, so they used to say. And that light represents something to us collectively. It's in our universal DNA, images like that. Think about all the times that you have seen this master teacher depicted with a halo of light around his head. According to the New Testament, when he came back from the dead, he was shimmering. He was lightness. Think about all the other master teachers besides Jesus that have been depicted with halos of light around their heads. Oh, so many. It's a common phenomena. It occurred to me on the way here this morning, it would be really cool if we each had our picture taken with a halo of light around our heads, don't you think? We could share it at least among ourselves. I don't know. Maybe it's going a little too far. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, which is what we all come out of, God created light. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light." God created light, according to that story. And he saw that light was good, and he separated it from darkness. Separated it from darkness. In our sacred text called the Bible, Reverend Linda points out to us in her book that light connotes a non-material quality of being, and it conveys intelligence, consciousness, and understanding. Light. She refers to several passages in the Old Testament, which are interesting. This one from Isaiah. God will be your everlasting light. This one from Psalms. God is my light and my salvation. Light. In the New Testament, Jesus is equated with God. Interestingly enough, though, friends, Jesus in the New Testament doesn't claim to be the only light worker, doesn't regard himself alone as the light. He acknowledges God always as the origin of the light, recognizes himself as God's light, and then says this in the book of Matthew, quote, "You are the light of the world." A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good work. Friends, you are the light of the world. Reverend Linda says this in her book. Jesus' purpose in his day is your purpose today. Let me repeat that. Jesus' purpose in his day is your purpose today. To be the light of the world, we plug into our source, or one mind, or God, and derive from it our spiritual capacity that we express in our humanity. We attune to love, the power of unity, which leads in our conversation, for example, with someone with whom we disagree. We attune to strength, the power of tenacity, which pours forth from within us. We attune to imagination, the power of vision, which guides our hopes and dreams for the future. In 1945, in Nag Hammadi, Egypt, ancient scrolls were discovered. Ancient scrolls, several of them. They weren't translated until many, many, many years later, and they've been studied at depth, and they are housed now in museums around the world. One of those texts is called the Book of John, the secret Book of John. And in it, the author writes this: "The one rules all. Nothing has authority over it. It is the God. It is Father of everything, Holy One, the invisible one over everything. It is uncontaminated, pure light. No one can bear to look within. The one is the invisible spirit. It is not right to think of it as a God. It is more. It is absolutely complete and so needs nothing. It is utterly perfect. Light. Light producing light. Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful words I've never heard before. How about you? In that same discovery, there was a book called Thomas. And in the book of Thomas, it says that Jesus said this: if they say to you ever, "Where have you come from?" say to them, "We have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being, established itself, and appeared." From the same book, a little later on, Thomas writes, "There is light within a person, and it shines on the whole world." Light. Light. Reverend Linda writes, "It's a challenging calling to be the light of the world. We flinch at the very thought that we have to live brightly all the time, never being fully human, maybe. Nonsense. This week during book study, we had an amazing conversation about what it means to be fully human. Here's the thing, the bottom line: I love my humanity, everything about it. Every single solitary wart and wrinkle and oops, everything. Love it. I came here to experience it. Why wouldn't I love it? Is the idea that we're the light of the world suggest we have to work hard to be on purpose? No, not at all. We just have to get our old ideas out of the way. Flush out that idea that we're anything less than perfect, just the way we are. The light is our birthright. It's possible that maybe someone out there on another planet looks down here and sees millions and millions of pinpoints of light. It's possible. We are light. We can never, ever, ever be done shining our light. It's impossible. We're never too old to do it. We're never too tired to do it. We're never too anything to do it. It's a calling. Being the light of the world means smiling into the eyes of someone in pain, smiling into their eyes. Being the light of the world means being fully present to another human being without an agenda on our part. Being the light of the world means breathing into our heart spaces in all circumstances. Being the light of the world means seeing the overarching light everywhere, seeing it everywhere. Here. Being the light of the world means we are gentle, kind, and compassionate with ourselves. It does require divine audacity to admit you are the light of the world, no doubt. On an extraordinarily unique day this last July, a beautiful young woman of color walked up to a platform, spoke into the microphone, and spoke her poetry to millions of people around the world. And tears streamed down my cheeks because I'm a poet and I taught poetry to teenagers. And this was a shining moment. This was a victory. Her name is Amanda Gorman. I will never forget it. In fact, I recorded that event, and I can now fast forward to that segment without any difficulty at all. Brilliant poetry, brilliant. Not only that, a brilliant performer of the spoken word, a rare combination. She stood audaciously in her truth and said, among other things, friends, there is always light. If only we are brave enough to see it. There is always light. If only we are brave enough to be it. And I applauded. What wisdom. Wisdom that transcends the calendar, for sure. What an old soul. What a rarity among us. Surrender to it, friends. Give into it, please. I beg of you. I don't beg often. I'm begging you to stand up and proclaim that you are the light of the world. Release your only human idea of yourself. Release any limitations that you believe that you have and yield to your divinity, please. Give way to the spiritual powers that you embody. All 12 of them, remember? The powers we're going to talk about this year. Being the light of the world is expressing our unified consciousness within the world around us, moment by moment, choice by choice, because it's always that, isn't it? Choice. Make the right choice. Reverend Linda concludes her discussion of the light in her book with these words I want to share with you. In a way that a prism bends light into an array of diverse colors, or a wintry cloud breaks out into billions of unique snowflakes, the inexpressible one takes on infinite expression as life, love, intelligence, and all the qualities that are called divine. All these divine qualities are expressible by you and by me. We are the inexpressible one expressing. We are the light of the world. Repeat after me. We are the light of the world. Together, we are the light of the world. Now I am. I am the light of the world. All of you. I am, thank you, the light of the world. God bless you.
When we wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to go away, then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day.
Then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
Break it down, break it down.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day.
Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
A lovely day. A lovely day.
Thank you, music team and voices from within. Beautiful. Now is the time in the service when we take out our tithes and our offerings, we hold them in our hands, and together we say to bless them, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. And the offering plates are in the back on your way out. Linda Woodcox is our prayer chaplain today. If you'd like to share some affirmative prayer with her, she'll be around over here after the service. Prayer circles Thursday at 11. Chair yoga with Lana's Tuesday at 10. Spiritual discussion. The next one is March 2nd. Is that John? 2nd at 7, led by John Hayes. Book study with Reverend Linda, Divine Audacity. If you'd like to join, see her, or there's an email up there and she can send you the link to join the discussion. And in the back, there are pamphlets for Lent, Release and Renew, a Spiritual Practice for Lent for 2020. I'm assuming they're from UWM, Unity Worldwide Ministries. Please take one if you would like, and they're on a love offering basis. There's a basket or something back there. Next week, our own Reverend Renee Seiler will be here to be our speaker. Thank you. And the biggest thank you I have all the normal thank yous for all the people before and after and during and in between the services. But wow, we ask for your financial support to help us to make up for our losses for the pandemic. As of this morning, we have pledges for $6,400. Yeah. So we thank all of you for that as we struggle to make the best of all the difficulties of the pandemic. So now, if you would stand and join us in our peace song. Oh, wait, you have something, sorry.
There will be no choir rehearsal this Wednesday. Okay, so if you show up here, we won't be here. But the following Wednesday, we will be here at 6:00. And as much as I would like to take credit for that song, One Light, I didn't write that one. There was a lot, I arranged it, made an arrangement of it. But it was written by some guy named Don Nietzsche. And someone in the church gave it to me to do. I don't remember who. Anyway, I just wanted to.
You arranged it beautifully.
Thank you.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous heart. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The light of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. This we say, amen.